What is going on, guys? DBG here. In this video we are going to be doing another tier list in NBA 2K20 MyTEAM, and this is going to be the tier list of the 2 guards. So if you guys do like the video, leave a like. If we get 350 likes, that'd be insane. And also, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to upload 100 videos in the month of December, and also we are hoping to get 135,000 subscribers, which is going to be tough, but hopefully if things keep going the way they are and pick up a little bit, we'll be able to hit that. And also, if you guys aren't subscribed to my second channel, subscribe. A link to that will be in the description. B-Ball Daily, it's a basketball channel, and I will be uploading one video every single day this month on that channel. But anyway, that's enough talking. Now let's get on to the tier list. So this is the tier list of 2 guards. And last month I said that 2 guards and power forwards were by far the weakest position. And while I still think that may be the case, the 2 guard position has got a lot of really great cards in the last month compared to last month's tier list. So there's actually a ton of really great cards now that you can use the 2 guard position and not just small forwards playing down. And also, this is all my opinion, so if you guys disagree, that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but this isn't objective because it is literally impossible to be objective with something like this. But anyway, first we're on to Bradley Beal. So Bradley Beal, Hall of Fame range extender, good handle, good at going to the basket. Not the best on defense, but a really great offensive player, and is there or thereabouts in my best squad. So I gotta put him in A tier. The release, I don't know. Sometimes I green it all the time. Other times I really struggle with it. So I'm gonna say it's a okay release, but again, is a fairly good card. So there's no reason why he's not gonna be up in the top 2 tiers on his list anyway. Then we are on to James Harden. So James Harden is offensively would be S tier. I'm gonna put him in A tier as well. The thing with James Harden is that he can play at the point guard position, which is big. The problem is that he's only 6'4" for some reason. For some reason, this James Harden is an inch smaller, and like judging by the jersey, that's a James Harden from like 2015, 2016, at the latest. So pretty much a lot of people will be arguing, oh, James Harden's height might have changed in the recent height update, but it didn't back then. So I don't understand why suddenly he's an inch smaller, but sure, look, 2K is weird sometimes, and I don't think they're going to update the height in this card. But good offensively, horrendous defensively, so for that reason I can't really justify putting him in S tier. But offensively, he's as good as there is for the point guard position, so he is a really nice card. Then we have got Steve Smith. So Steve Smith, I'm going to put, like, the 2 guard position is really good. I'm going to put him in B tier, although Steve Smith is a good player. Got good height for the 2 guard, a good shooter. Unfortunately, he doesn't go to the basket as well as someone like a Beal. That's why Beal's a little bit ahead of him. But as a pure spot-up shooter, he's fine. He is fine. Plays decent on defense. And again, it just shows how good the 2 guard position is if he's in B tier. A guy that you, without question, is going to be good for using in your squad, but he is very expensive for what he's worth. So if you have him and you're using him, it's probably best to sell him or replace him with someone cheaper. Eddie Jones. Initially, I wasn't the biggest fan of this card, but pretty sure they gave him quick draw. Even if they didn't, started to use him more and more, and he's actually not a bad card. Good defensively, no range extender, so that is a little bit of a problem. Although, again, it's not like the be-all and end-all. Still a really good card, but when you're looking at cards in A tier, you gotta think, can these guys put up 35 points in the game for me? And I don't really think it's that way with Eddie Jones. Although he is a good defender, he's definitely gonna be one of the higher players in B tier, but again, there's so many good 2 guards that we can't just put everyone in S and A. Speaking of S tier though, without question, Zach LaVine is going right up here. Zach LaVine, one of the best releases in the game, one of the best dunkers in the game. He's got goal clamps, he's got handles. He literally, if you use the You Pick My Squad series, if you're watching A&M, LaVine literally just carries my team. Easily a top 2 or 3 2 guard in this game. Easily a top 10 card in this game. This card is unbelievable. And there's a reason why Donovan Mitchell, who is very bad, is 150k. Brandon Roy just about keeps his spot above D tier. Really slow release. Although his stats are good enough going to the basket, his release is just really slow. Doug West, I've only used this card once and I do like the card. Kind of does everything well. He's got a good release. Goes to the bat. Like, he's alright going to the basket. I'll put him in B tier, but reluctantly putting him in B tier because I don't think he's as good as Steve Smith or Eddie Jones, but he isn't a bad card at all. Same with George Gervin. Like, Gervin, I'm going to put him in C tier. Gervin's a jack of all trades. Doesn't do anything great. Like, doesn't do anything badly, doesn't do anything great. Joe Dumars is a lockdown defensive player. I'd use him at the point guard rather than use him at the 2. If you have another playmaker, he can actually hit jump shots. He can score when he's open, and he's a lockdown defender. So, got to put him into B tier. And Moncrief is like a slightly worse Joe Dumars in my opinion. So I'm going to put him down in C tier. Although Moncrief is good, don't get me wrong. I'm just going to put him there because he hasn't been that effective for me and doesn't bring much on offense. And for me anyway, offense is more important than defense. Mitch Richmond, I don't know how I feel about this card because obviously Richmond historically has been a great shooter. I don't feel like he shoots that great for me. I don't know why. He just doesn't. So I'm going to have to put him in C tier. Like, he's nowhere near belongs in D tier, but like, I prefer using all these guys. He's not the best on defense, and I don't know, he just doesn't feel great. And same with David Thompson. David Thompson is okay. We got a perfect, like, pretty much a perfect like pyramid shape right here. But David Thompson his release is not very good. He's got a couple of cold zones outside the 3, which is a rarity for any new card. He's a good dunker, but he's small. He's small and he can't play the 1. So. And the fact he can't shoot from too deep, I can't justify putting him higher than this. He's not clamps like Joe Dumars. And I don't know, I just don't really like the card. Klay Thompson, you know what? I don't like this card. I straight up do not like this card. He's going to B tier. And I know this is a crazy one because a lot of people will be arguing putting him in S tier or A tier. Sure, he's got the stats. Sure, he can shoot the ball. Sure, he can defend really well. There is something about Klay Thompson that I really don't like. I don't know what it is. This is my list. There is something about him. And also the fact that he switches onto centers pretty much in every game. And I'm not the only one that has that problem. I'm telling you, not everyone has that problem with Klay, but I do, and some others do. Where for some reason, I don't know why it is, but he just switches onto your team center. Clyde Drexler, you know what? If he had range extender, he'd be fantastic. He'd be absolutely fantastic. Release is not bad. They ruined base 8, but the release isn't bad. Or they ruined base 16, whichever one it was. But I'm going to put him in A tier. Yeah, he definitely deserves a spot in A tier. Slashing is really, really good. Obviously, shooting leaves a bit to be desired, but you can't have everything. Jason Richardson. Honestly, I've used Opal. Without quick draw, his Opal would have been a B tier. But with quick draw, without question, he's going right up here into A tier. Now we're on to kind of the lower rate and some of the budget ones. We may end up running out of space with these, I've just realized. But Buddy Hield, one of the best shooters in the game. When he's open, is so money. Plays no defense whatsoever. B tier. He's so good at shooting that I have to put him in this tier. But he's also not good enough at anything else that I can put him higher. And he is also a little bit undersized at either 6'4" or 6'5". Vince card is terrible. I'm sorry, but this card's terrible. There's no justification for why anyone would ever use this card unless they're completing challenge for Blake. He's terrible. Michael Red shoots the lights out, really inconsistent for some reason, and plays no defense. He's Buddy Hield without the defense. I'm putting him in C tier. Evan Fournier is just a taller Buddy Hield who can handle the ball really well. B tier without question. Devin Booker. I don't really know how I feel about this card. I'm going to move all these guys, the rest of these guys, up into A tier or S tier, just so that they don't overlap as easily. But there's an awful lot of these left, and there is going to be some overlap definitely in these cards. So, yeah, Devin Booker, B tier. Shoots the ball well. No, A tier, A tier. B tier, B. He's a worse Steve Smith, B tier. Steve Smith, you could argue at this stage. Yeah, at this stage, I'm going to bump Steve Smith wherever he is. Is this where Steve Smith is? No, that's Eddie Jones. Steve Smith, I'm going to bump him up into A tier. And I'm also going to bump Eddie Jones up into A tier. These two guys, and keep the rest of them down in B. So, now we've got Kobe Bryant. Without question, S tier. Kobe Bryant, Hall of Fame clamps, shoots the ball really well, can go to the basket really well, can do absolutely everything. There is absolutely no question about it that Kobe Bryant is S tier. It's between him and Levine for the best 2 guard. And speaking of who's the next best 2 guard, it is this guy right here, Jeff Petrie. Jeff Petrie is going into S tier. Jeff Petrie can play the point, play that little bit of defense, shoots the lights out. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have goal clamps, but sure, look, you can, you kind of can have everything if you're Kobe Bryant or Zach LaVine, but in my opinion, offensively, he's as good as either of them. He's way better than all the cards in A tier offensively, including the likes of Bradley Beal. He dunks really well. I don't know what it is about Petrie, but he's fantastic and deserves a spot up in the top 2 or 3 guys in the game. Coutinho Mobley, Nick Anderson, who I just clicked on one lower. Nick Anderson, arguably the best. Well, he's basically the same as Buddy Hield. Coutinho Mobley, smaller, not as good in defense as Limitless, but he's got a better handle. So Coutinho Mobley is going into here in B tier. Michael Jordan is one of the worst cards I've used in the game this year. A D tier, no question about it. J.R. Smith's an interesting one because you know what? I'm gonna put him in S tier. He is fantastic. He's actually fantastic. Like, I don't use him enough, and he doesn't have a quick first step, but he's still a good dunker, one of the best shooters in the game. Great release, good on defense. Yeah, he's up there. This is actually a tough one. Do I put him in S tier or in A tier? I think I might put him in S tier, and I don't know. Yeah, I might bring up Jason Richardson. Now we've got one of the most underrated players in the game, Jerry Sloan. As crazy as this might sound, I'm going to put him in A tier because even though I don't use him, he's a fantastic shooter, fantastic release, and he's also absolutely locked down. While he's not the most enjoyable card in the world to use, he is really, really good. And there's games where I've used him in certain squads, kind of some lower tier squads or like underrated player squads. He's more than held his own with opals. So yeah, Jerry Sloan is going to stay in A tier. Drazen Petrovic, he does exactly what the others do, shoots the ball. Houston, all he does is shoot the ball. Donovan Mitchell's not very good. And I'm sorry to say that, he's just not very good. No quick first step, no major jump shot, no range extender. Stats are meh. Yeah, he's just not very good. D'Angelo Russell's another one where, yeah, he can play a point guard position. He's just a much worse version of James Harden. 79 speed, 79 speed of ball, 79 acceleration. You cannot say that is good enough to be above B tier. I'm going to put him into here. There's so many in this B tier. It's ridiculous. And going into B tier as well is Tyler Hero. Just about keeping the spot in there. Austin Carr, I've used him a few times. He's never been good. D tier. Again, he could be good. Like, stats are actually alright. I've just used him. He's been terrible. Tracy McGrady, no question about it. A tier. Terrence Ross, fantastic. S tier. Really, really good. Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade, I'm going to put him in A tier once he fully upgrades to Amethyst, because that card, he moves differently. Like, there's no other way to describe it. He's just so fast, dunks so well, and while he may not be, and he actually shoots the ball well, while he may not be he may be one of the weaker cards in A tier. I don't know, if you ask me to use Wade or any of these cards here, I'd probably choose Wade, to be honest. Next you got Terrence Ferguson, a good card, just about stays off the bottom. He's actually got gold clamps, can shoot the ball really well. A slow release, no range extender. If he had a good release and range extender, I'm telling you, he'd be up there in A tier because he has a lockdown as well and a good dunker. But neither of them, he's a little bit of a liability on offense. As far as like free cards you can get within an hour playing the game, he's fantastic. Jerry Stackhouse, I don't like this card at all. C tier. I've used him once or twice in Pink Diamond. He's really struggled for me. Dale Ellis shoots the ball really well. That's about it, really. He's going into B tier with all the one-dimensional shooters. And then we got Jamal Crawford. You know what? Like, I have a love-hate relationship with this card. I've used him a few times. And you know what? At point guard position, you can run him like he's a James Harden type player. The fact he can play point guard when he's fully upgraded, I'm going to put him in A tier. I'm pretty sure I had him in a lower tier last month. But this is a card that his stats are actually really good. He can shoot the ball really well. He handles the ball really well. And he kind of fluctuates between a lot of tiers depending on when I use him. And the last couple of times I've used him, he's actually been really good. So I'm going to put him in A tier. And then Lou Hudson, before they gave him quick draw, he'd be D tier. But since they gave him quick draw, and he's not that much worse now than the other diamond, I'm going to put him in C tier. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. The tier list obviously kind of overflowing in B tier, but I'm kind of happy with this. There is a few players that you guys obviously would have in different positions. I'm pretty sure most people would have Donovan Mitchell over, I don't know, Buddy Hield, but again, it's just my opinion. I prefer using these guys, and definitely people wouldn't have Klay Thompson in the same tier as Tyler Hero. But again, for some reason, I just don't like that Klay Thompson card. And you can kind of see a theme. Like, nearly every card in B tier is the exact same card. Like, most of them play the exact same way. Just personal preference. But yeah, this is the 2Guys tier list. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.